Okay, so again, welcome, and let me put link in the chat. So we're gonna do Poppins by, and this is actually tomorrow's Inktober Tangle because I'm always working a day ahead, and so I'm gonna do that. But as I'm looking at it, um, make that big. And hi, Sandy, and hi, Demi. Yeah, and so so part of me was thinking. I mean, it's not necessarily hard, but it does seem to um need to be paired with something. So I'm just gonna kind of leave that one out in the open, and I'm gonna share my screen. Up way too early. Ah, there it is. Okay. Oh, that can go away. Let me make this a little bigger. And I do have the other. So yeah. So this is Poppins by CZT Lisette Hofer, and it's. I mean, it's simple. I mean, I think the hardest part for me was putting the little curved liney thing. The poof on the top. Um, and well, then probably too making the stems maybe a little bit thinner because as I'm looking at mine, I'm like, oh, that looks like a third grader did it at the end, but that's okay. Yeah, so it starts off with the stem and then a big curved line, and then this poofy thing, and I did just one curved line after the other. The first step out, I was when I was kind of playing with it, it looked too much like it was sticking up because I think I did it, not wide like this, and so it had a little bit different effect. Yeah, it was like a cloud, and, so I said, "Okay, so that this one looked better," and then we just add some lines, from the center to the center of each curve, and then some rounding, and then finish. But let me show I mean, so super easy, and let me put this link up also. Um, so that way you can see it right from Lizette's hand. And she paired it here with putting the boulder builder behind. So this is where I think, I'll leave it up to you. And if you need me to put up some, put a link in for a particular step out, uh, let me know. But I was thinking Boulder Builder is a nice pair. But then thinking back to some of the ones that we have done recently, and um, that might also be a good pair. Oh, it was. Let me flip to here. Well, I'm not sure if this would be a good pair. This Fescurus Vere, but this Quasila might be a good pair because it's a leaf shape, and it's one of those fairly. At least say that fairly new to me. I don't know what date that CZT and the Oaken had put this one out there. I'll put this one in the link. Uh, this link in the chat also. But that could be a nice pairing or just some background. Stones. Yep. Let's oh no, not there. Here. You can see the uh, stones with a Z and not an E by our very own fellow Tangle addict, CZT Lynn Fisher. And I got to put the CZT in there because I think you become a CZT afterwards. So that's a nice one too. I'll find the Boulder Builder so that way if you want it. Um, and that one is also, yeah, say that one is fun. Or any of the like floors or um, there's so many that you could put, behind it, and is just nice. And so I will leave that creativity up to you. Boulder. There we go. I always want to say something else with that one. All right, so we put that one in here also, so that way you have them. And yeah, so I decided I was going to work on, and I have an idea for a background, but I'm going to see if I can make it work first. And we shall see. But neat tangle. Let me stop sharing. Stop. There we go. And I picked this prepped tile because it has all of these splotches on it. So I might start mine a little out of order because then so I can kind of work towards the splotches. I just have to figure out which ooh, maybe like that. And so if you do something where you do the prepped tiles, and we no, because we yeah, when we did that class and then afterwards, it was more of the mapping, but it's just fun to do. For me, honestly, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but to find the shapes of something that you might want to do like this, and actually, I can kind of angle this. I'm going to have some hollow bow going on here. We'll have some green ones. Kind of makes for a fun game, honestly. And this one is just screaming to me. It's like, yes, yes, pick me, pick me. There's kind of a splotch here. And I probably don't need to do a background from this. So we'll just see. All right. So yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna do mine all backwards. And oh yeah, and speaking of backwards, why don't I go completely backwards? And I'm gonna do that Quasila. So, so I'm thinking, oh well, there is flux, but yes, there is. But good to try something different. I'm a good one to get stuck in a rut, and I like to find ways to work my way out of that rut. And so this, funny. I've just noticed on Annie's, and let me put this in there as well because I highlighted this one first. This is to her blog. She has it spelled differently on her step out. Because I was like, oh no, did I? And I'm like, oh no, looking up above, she has a W, but on her step out, she has a U. All right, let's see. And then this, yes. And what I'm gonna do is put the stems behind. I think I'm just gonna do two of these right here in the center. Do oh, and the other thing, which you've already started. And by the way, since let's see, nobody mentioned that they were new, but just in case somebody was trying, and actually I noticed that some have joined us. So welcome if you've joined us recently. Um, and feel free to say hi and where you're from in the chat. And if you're new to Zentangle or new to us, like to know that. I don't have to say that you can follow me, either me or mom, because mom is not here. I'm going to be, we should take bets to see because if they send him home today, there's enough hours. Should we take bets on if mom shows up tonight? I'm thinking. So, um, uh, and I forgot what I was going to mention. Yeah, I bet you. Just because I was going somewhere else before I said that and got myself all distracted. So. Oh, I know it was gonna be the, you can work on whatever you want with whatever you want. I didn't say that. So then oh, and I'll come back with the little lines on that later. Get my stems a little bit thinner because I like that on there. When I was yeah, that's what I said when I was looking at mine again, afterwards. I'm like, yeah, that no, that may excuse me. I might redo that step out. We'll see. What's kind of nice about this one is I don't know, just the fact that it's organic and and you can do whatever you want with it. You can have it grow however you want it to grow. All right, so now I'm gonna let's take a deep breath and let's put in that 2, 3. This is probably one of those things just shouldn't really worry too much about putting in the little cloud in. Although that one looks pretty good. I noticed on hers they seem to be like I said, uh, squattier, kind of like three curved lines here, three curved lines on the top. Um, is what it seems like in hers, but then I do see a couple that aren't. It's just one of those. Don't worry about it. It'll all be good. Then from that center, this. I got to change. Yeah, I've already started with this pen, and I should keep up with it. This is one that I have turned into a chisel point at some point because I was using the death grip or something. Let's see if I have another close by. I have a few of them, and then I usually. Ooh, this one looks better. I usually write fill in on the cap so that way I know, and I'm gonna actually I'll save that out and do that later. Um, because it's great for filling in because it doesn't matter. But when you're trying to draw a nice straight line, or even if it's not straight, if you curve it and then all of a sudden you can feel the nib spin, and then it shifts so you get like sort of thin and then really thick, and then from what you're used to with whatever with the number. So oh, this is probably why this was where it was at. It was just being shy. So much better. And I'm thinking, if you were wanting to do, I'm just going to throw it in here now. Oh, the shading part, 'cause as you noticed um, in Lizette's, she kind of had, well, and it doesn't matter where it comes from. This makes me think of I think it's a gooseberry that has this look where it has just very fine line, like stripes on it. Oh, it sort of shows up. I'm just kind of putting one down the center and then the other two somewhat curved. And I think I need a better Tortillion for this. Oh, that one looks better. What did I use here? Oh, I didn't say. trying to I had been writing down what I used on the tile, but, some not so much. And let's see. Ah, and everyone is quietly working. That's awesome. Oh, and of course, we'll have to add some maybe some fancy fescues to this. Oh, no. I'm also kind of thinking of I just can't oh, maybe she did or didn't. Putting some graphite just, like, underneath this so that way it looks so it kinda casts a little bit of a shadow. Let's oh, yeah, and since I did it on one, put it on the others. Alright. Maybe I'll save the other what I was thinking for tonight. So here's the what I was thinking because I'm not good at keeping secrets, especially when I crack myself up. So this being called Poppins, and I was just racking my brain thinking, what could we pair this with, and and trying to get creative. And I thought, gosh, if there was a tangle that was called Mary, that would be perfect because then I could have Mary Poppins. And then just as we started, I'm like, oh, I could totally do Mary Hill behind it. So we'd have Mary Hill Poppins. And I think I'm gonna do that. I'll probably do that tonight. We'll see, because this already being, having the prep towel, although it could look really cool. That's a rather involved tangle, so I didn't want to throw it out there, before. But if you feel courageous and want to do that, totally good. I had this thought a while back, and Inez, I think something that you had posted. Oh, it was maybe it was. Oh yeah, it was the one where you had snack in the middle of um, something else. But I had thought, but before that, oh my gosh, it would be fun to do some kind of a challenge where, like, I think some people do this with emojis, where you create like a sentence and it's just pictures, kind of like the old concentration game. Gosh, that could be fun if we create something putting together. Maybe that'll be a club game or something. Have to just think it through, where we create loose tangles that so somehow it has to make some kind of sense. Pairing by the names and not necessarily, what they look like. Let's see. I'm just gonna be drawing it. I'm kind of starting mine by the way, kind of at the edge. That was something else that I was trying to figure out. Well, where exactly am I starting this curve line cloudy thing from? Starting at the edge. Aiming there. That one looks interesting. And happy Halloween, Storm. Same for here. I'm almost thinking, well, maybe not. I was thinking maybe some rounding at the bottom might look neat, where the stem kind of comes up to the bottom of this, but I don't know. Let's carry that over. Just occurring to me, gosh, I could have used some white pen where I'm going over these dark areas, but that's okay. I can always, for sure, we'll be adding some white to it. Well, let's see. Wait, if I bring just like that. This one just totally reinforces to me the just do it. Take a chance. It'll all be okay. And it's funny how sometimes just this, I mean, because this does seem, on the simpler side. It does have that aspect of oops. Well, Marie, I was quiet for a while. I just moved my mic closer. I need to get a different mic apparently, uh, too. But hopefully it's sounding better now. And then sometimes I stop myself mid word, and then it makes it sound spotty. That doesn't help. Adding. Okay, good, good, good. I also find that I will somewhat mutter to my it's not mutter, it's not the right word, but sort of to myself because I've had some people on some of the videos, the quickie videos that like your sound is awful. some there have been some that were not very sort of not very nice, and I'm just like okay bye. But some that were nice about it, and I was just like oh okay I have to get better at either having it closer or something, but I think I'm gonna pick up one of those blue Yetis. Better microphone than what I have, and we shall see. Oh, and actually having the shading underneath the little poofy cloud thing, because I'm looking here and I'm going, well, that just kind of ends, and I haven't put that in there yet. And I'm like, okay, that's another good reason to add some shading underneath that part, just so that way, it doesn't look like it doesn't look weird. I can have your brother Michael. I've got two brothers already. Right. Yeah, because see, if I had a mic, then he's gonna want to add something, and then that's just not gonna be good. Uh, oh well, Marie, well, glad to have you back. And, oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that totally helps. So let's do it on the big one. That's where I was looking. I'm thinking that just looks weird with them just kind of ending. But now it looks so much better. And then we'll add some white somewhere. I just don't know where yet. And actually, on maybe on the bigger ones, I can put some on the sides just to make it look rounder, more 3D round. I mean, they're round-ish. Experiment with this big one. Yes, that helps. On the edges. Mhm. Then where are you hiding? Oh no! Is it junking up your pen, Jen? And you know what's funny? Because I was thinking I have to go out today, and because I have this thought in my head that I want to try, and I was gonna go to the dollar store and pick up some cheap watercolors, and maybe I won't. Hi, Leslie. If I let's see, looking at this big, gosh, that looks neat. Put some in the middle. That would probably. Let's just see. Yeah, they do. Yeah, yes, they do. They do. But yeah, because wh- the thought I have, it's kind of surrounding adding color. Um, but I kind of like to see. Well, what can we do, kind of on the cheap? That's why I like doing the prep tiles. I don't think this one was food color, but that's why it is kind of it's neat to figure out. Well, what can we do either with stuff that we have or whatever. There's some neat work that I have seen, and I want to see if I can get a similar result. Play already. There we go. Yeah, and so I haven't had this because I remember when we did the tile prep. That there's the potential that we run of uh, it junking up the pens. I haven't had that too much yet. I haven't tried some of the ones that that we put salt on and stuff. Oh, well, actually, I just realized we got to do some shading in that top thing. And I noticed that she did put just something like just right in the center, and that looks nice. Oh no, Leslie, no, this is a pre stained tile. That would be too. Yeah, that ends up, well. Actually, when we did it, it ended up being essentially a two part class because one was the tile prep and then the other was the map tangling or splotch tangling or whatever you want to call it. There's different names for it. And because yeah, gotta have to have drying time and whatnot. They were really, really good. That for sure we will have to do again because I think I had made a some notes on things that we didn't even hit on there. This kinda is a fall thing. Yeah, yeah, there's certain things like that that will I think oh, well, even like the autumn leaves and some other ones that will definitely, um, be annual type of at least annual type events just because, they're so much fun and, and there's always something else, in addition to the technique that we can find or different stuff that we can stain them with. Well, that gave it a quite a bit different look. Now we have to put something in the center of these for sure. If they're big enough, I suppose you could, do a little shading on the ends to give it a curve, but the rounding kinda does that. Although I do f gosh, that turned out neat. Wow. Now finish up these here. Huh, well, I can't wait to see it. And, 10-minute warning then. Mm. Azila. Well, I'm thinking of what else do I wanna do to this? Oh, well, then we'll be yeah, and yeah, sorry, not sorry, I like that, yeah, no mistakes, no mistakes. The lines take a lot of concentration. They shouldn't take a lot of concentration, but apparently they do. Well, thanks, and thanks, Jen. Thanks, Alyssa. They do look now. Yeah, they do look more like melons because putting that white in there. I guess if I wanted to make them look juicy, I should have just stuck with the jelly roll. But I could. I'm thinking. I was just deciding where do I want to put the jelly roll. A little swoosh line or something. My terminology to make them look juicy. Hmm. Oh, I could just put that on the flowers, though. It's working. There we go. See, when I saw on, Lizette's sample, it made me think of, and I think it is I'll have to look it up. I think it is gooseberries that have that faint line, like stripes down them. Yeah, thanks, Donna. Yeah. Yes, they do. And there was no word, actually, this should be, yeah, there was no word of, what the inspiration was. Although it could have been, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, and well, here's interesting. Yeah, some of them are reddish. Oh, poppy seed heads. Hmm. Let me just because it's fun to do. I looked at images for gooseberries, and they actually look like little watermelons or something too. The way they're, um with those lines sometimes. So it's interesting. Very interesting. Hmm. So there. And actually, I'm gonna look up. Oh, so funny. Let's see. Poppy heads. Images. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, Elaine, because I was gonna go back to Tangle Patterns. Um, and let me share this also, because this is what she had on her page, and yeah, were these, yeah, poppy seed heads. And see, yeah, and here has the, um, you can see the vertical lines there. Yeah. Oh, look at these blue ones. Wow. They're very whimsical looking, aren't they? Or they could be. Ah, wow. How neat. Oh, and or could it be, or blueberries? Yeah. Yeah, and see, these come on a stem. I don't know how. Oh no, well, no, blueberries are more of a bush. Look at this, the skeleton of, oh, neat. All right. That is, yeah. Which, looking at those, then it reinforces, like, it doesn't matter what that top looks like, does it? No. And it doesn't matter anyway, because, this is non-representational. So, there we go. White showed up on the yellow better, but it's kinda showing up. Wow. Gosh, that looks neat. Yeah, that is funny, Lizzie. Yeah, how we all think of different things. Yeah, we're looking at the same picture, just like this, right? We're all looking at the same instructions and then come up with really interesting, neat, different interpretations. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna save my Mary Hill idea. Or not at all. I wouldn't want to take away from the whole thing that I do tonight. Maybe I'll do a separate one. I think that's what I'll do. Wow. Yes, you're right, Felicity. That is the beauty of the process. Indeed. These stems were just looking kind of naked. Some, although they're rather thin. I just try to do a little shading on one side just to give it some kind of dimension. It is. Oh, it is time. Here I wasting time. Or not wasting time. Coming up with new things to do, so that way it's like stretch it, stretch it. Okay, let me just do this, and then while I'm doing this, if you want to open up your webcam, we want to see. And thank you, Luna. Luna got to take a break. You jumped out and did that, Rosita. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Wow. Oh, LG. Look at that gorgeous paper plate. Although that looks like a dessert plate. Oh, nice. Oh, well, Rosie, I'm glad you were daring. That's what's oh my gosh, Sandy. Wow. Oh, and Linda's that's gorgeous. Sharona. Oh my gosh. Ah, all right, these are amazing. All right. Oh, oh, yep, keeps flipping. Say don't let your hands fall off. As I'll give fair warning when we take it. I just want to make sure that everybody that wants to get or can get. Oh, Rosemary. And Inez. These are all gorgeous. All right. Oh, Chowdy, I lost you for. Oh nope, and you're gone. Say one second. I'll see if Chow comes back. Yes, no. As soon as oh, there we go. Okay, there's hers. Okay, so Jacqueline, if you hold yours to where your hand is, go to that side. Yes, perfect. And then Felicity back a little bit. A little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm having things going through my head. All right, hold them steady. Take a breath. And all right, I got them. And Margaret, oh my goodness, let me share my screen so you can all see what I was seeing. Oh my gosh. And let me get rid of this. Hi, Sandy. And let me raise it up a little bit. Look at all of this amazingness. Just wow. And Margaret doing all of those in a circle like that. Oh, that is amazing. And Linda, did we get your? Oh yeah, there's yours. Yeah, because I said something about it because that was just remarkable. I love that you with the white on that on the tan, and I didn't even add any fancy fescues. I like the other thing that you added though. Oh, Sharon's is awesome. They're all awesome. Tony, I like your take on that too. It makes me think more of a cactus for some reason. And Sandy, my gosh, look at that. Wow. It's almost like airbrush graffiti. That's so beautiful. Oh, Felicity. And so looking close at Jacqueline's. That is awesome too. And wow, these are all so fantastic. Inez, I love your colors in there and that big fescue in the back. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I see. No. Well, Alyssa, actually, when we were looking at some of those pictures, some of them were kind of more straight like that. So, how neat. And you and Marie were channeling each other or something because, hers are different, a little bit taller too. And just, they're both also super neat. Oh, this is just too much fun for a person to have. Yeah, they are all beautiful. And Rosita, yours is amazing. And I like that you went daring. Yeah, and just looking at everybody's work and then getting ideas and just it's just so fun to marvel at what everyone did. And Jen's, I like yours is like a mirror. I like that bead line down the center. How super cool. Uh, uh, uh. And I like Rosemary's just doing making them larger. And I never think about doing that. Just sometimes doing a monotangle type of thing, but oh, it is fun to just have something in your head. We have um this is almost like the Razamatanga game and that's a club game, but we don't know what tangle we're getting, and it's just kind of thinking on your feet. What shall we do? What should we do with this? So this was super fun. I was worried about that. I was like going, oh, what to pair this with? What to pair this with? But we did good. These are just I'm marveling. They're so amazing. All right, we'll say goodbye to the recording.